You're tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive look at the athletics and athletes within the Twin Valley League. Joined by Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Spotlight, I'm Max Blaske with KNDY. The TVL Rundown is a service of the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf and Bruna Implement.
Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank. With the century of experience, you know you can count on us for convenient banking and personal service for people you know and trust. With extended hours and online banking for all your financial needs. Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Welcome into this week's edition of the TVL Rundown. As always, joined with Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Sports Spotlight. Spring sports is winding down here in the Twin Valley League, but we've got plenty to cover today, and we're going to start on the golf course. Many area golfers were able to punch their ticket to state golf in their regional action earlier in the week, and I'm going to hand it over to Jeff to talk about Class 1A golf, and had many area teams and participants punch their tickets. So Jeff, how did the Twin Valley League do in 1A golf?
Tuesday at Cedar Hills was just fantastic for a lot of TVL golfers. Did get some new competition in for these golfers, so it was an interesting experience, but still, one of your leaders in the clubhouse was Onega's Graham Valberg. He qualifies for state, shooting a 78. That was 4 back of the lead. But again, Graham Valberg taking 3rd place on the day. Also, Bronx Talley, a top 10 finish, as well as his teammate Tyler Jones. And finally, Max Dragiston of the Hanover Wildcat taking 10th place to qualify for state as well. The Onega team and the Centralia team both qualify with a 2nd and 3rd place finish for both of those teams. Plenty more names here for both of these teams. I will have those on social media and get you ready for state golf coming up in just a couple of days now.
Yeah, it's hard to believe state golf is just around the corner. They're going to kick that off next Tuesday, 1A down at Turkey Creek Golf Course in McPherson. So rooting on all the Class 1A golfers that were able to make the cut. Did want to mention one other name in there. Hayden Bruna of Hanover also qualified for state. So 2 Wildcats and the team of the Onega Buffaloes and Centralia Panthers, who we've talked about all season, have been at the top of the Twin Valley League, make their cut at state. Real quickly, we did have one qualifier in Class 2A. That's going to be Washington County's Tucker Huband. He's going to qualify for state, finishing with a 14th place finish on Monday. So Huband will be the lone 2A qualifier in the Twin Valley League. He's going to be playing down in Winfield next Tuesday too, as well at Quail Ridge Golf Course. Plenty of action elsewhere around the Twin Valley League on the baseball and softball diamond. Want to highlight how some teams finished up the season. We're going to start on the softball diamond. First off, the Onega Buffaloes made their trip all the way to a regional championship game Wednesday afternoon, but failed to top seed Mission Valley 7-3. That means Onega Buffaloes finished the year 18-9. The Valley Heights Lady Mustangs finished their season 7-16 as they fell in first round action to McLouth, and then the Centralia Frankfort Co-op fell in first round action to Riley County on a Tuesday. They finished the season 18-5. I know for a lot of those teams, Jeff, we had talked about them, especially Onega and Centralia Frankfort Co-op. Nothing to hang your head about when the season ends. I know they all wanted to make it a farther run, but well represented was the Twin Valley League this year in 2 classes of girls softball.
Oh, definitely. Great seasons by both of these teams. you don't need to look at the records for some of these teams to know that they made big-time progress and are right there. We talk about that a lot in the TVL. They're either there or they're right there, and both of these teams are going to be there very quickly.
And the lead story on the baseball diamond, it is the Frankfort Wildcats who punched their ticket to the Class 2 1A state tournament for the first time since 1960 with a 13-1 win over Jeff County North on Wednesday down there at Frankfort. Frankfort goes into postseason play 23-3. And Jeff, I know we've talked about them all season long, and I tell you what, there's not a team that I think plays with more camaraderie, plays with more energy, plays with more intensity than head coach Drew Hinton's team, led by senior Wes Anderson, who walked it off with a grand slam in that win over Jeff County North. And I fully expect Frankfort to make a run, just looking at how the other brackets have panned out for the Class 2 1A baseball state tournament. Fully expect Frankfort to make a run next week and hopefully a state title.
And this is a terrific team, both through the batting lineup and pitching. It seems like everything right now is going the way of the Frankfort Wildcats. You said it right there. Just a tremendous way to end on Wednesday night. That walk-off grand slam by Wes Anderson. Just a very nice way. And if there's a team that, yes, has that momentum, it is Frankfort, definitely.
And I think 1 through 9, that lineup that Frankfort throws out there, Peyton Adams pitched himself a great game in game number 1, came up big at the plate. You know, Henry Ketter's been probably a hopeful all-state selection all season long. Octavian Good, Colton Caffrey, Gage Wanklin, Landon Schreiner. The list goes on with this deep Frankfort team. And to mention, too, just one senior, Wes Anderson. I know he means a lot to that program, but this is a team that's set up for success. And, you know, I wanted to mention real quick something that's pretty incredible. This is only the third year that Frankfort baseball has had a program since the early 60s, and each of the 3 years they have made a regional championship game. This year finally breaking that cap. But what head coach Drew Hinton has done in the short time there for the Wildcats cannot be overstated.
And when you said that, it dropped the last thing that I was going to say. I had that stat in the holster as well. Just incredible. Just a really cool thing for these teams to hold their heads up, and there's more to write in this story for Frankfort, no doubt.
And that story is going to continue next Monday. At the time of recording, we don't know where state action will get started for the Wildcats, but one thing we know for sure is I'm going to have the broadcast coverage of the Frankfort Wildcats all throughout their run at state starting Monday on KNDY FM 95.5. Just want to highlight a few other teams that finished their season. Onega finishes the year 11-11. They fell to Frankfort in semifinal action. Doniphan West ends their season 19-7. And Valley Heights Mustangs in their year earlier in the week with a loss in first round action at 9-11. So plenty of great baseball teams that we have in the area this season. Plenty of track action going on too as well. Yesterday and today is regional track. With the mess that everything's going on, we're going to highlight those athletes that make state next week. But Jeff, as always, people want to go back, check out how everyone did. Where can everyone find that information?
Check out social media, both Facebook and X, at TVL Spotlight, at TVL Sports Spotlight now on Facebook.
So we talked about plenty here on this week's edition of the TVL Rundown. Next week, we're going to highlight the state track qualifiers. When we know that, we're also going to be hopefully talking about some more state baseball with the Frankfort Wildcats. But as always, we thank you for tuning in. For Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Sports Spotlight, this has been Max Blaske with KNDY Radio on another edition of the TVL Rundown.
You've been tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive look at the athletics and athletes within the Twin Valley League. Joined by Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Spotlight, I'm Max Blaske with KNDY. The TVL Rundown is a service of the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf and Bruna Implement.